Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a mini foundation review as well as a new Valentine's Day look. I recently ordered a few different products and I'm going to be trying them out today as well as doing a Valentine's Day eye and lipstick. So if you want to find out how the finished look looks, then just keep on watching. So the foundation I decided to buy and try was the Bounce foundation, which is a liquid whip long wear foundation. It's by BeautyBlender. I was more struck with the packaging more than anything, but I have heard good things about it. It is in shade 1.20, made in Italy. It lasts 12 months from opening, and it's got a little lock on it as well, which is good if you're a traveller, because when I do go on holiday, things do explode, unfortunately. So I'll be trying that out today. I'll also be trying the Huda Beauty, the Overachiever Concealer. I haven't used this just yet, but I have liked all of her products that I've ever bought. So I am quite looking forward to that. That is in shade Marshmallow, which is 02B. I haven't bought my skin tone in this. This is going to be for highlighting. Even though I do have blemishes, usually the foundation can cover that, and I just kind of powder over it and it seems to disappear. So I don't usually buy concealers in my actual skin tone. I'm also going to be using these two palettes here. These are both from Huda Beauty as well. One is the Rose Gold Textured palette and the other is the Desert Dust palette. Both are quite different shade ranges, but I am going to go for more pinks and reds, so I might just stick to this one, but we'll see. I will show what shades I'm using as well as I'm going along. Now, I do have combination skin to the point of I have eczema on my forehead, which counts as dry skin. My cheeks are very normal and don't usually get blemishes on. My chin and nose is very oily, so I am quite good at testing these products out, because if you have dry skin or if you have oily skin, I will be able to pinpoint which area looks better. And if it looks really cakey in a certain area, I could obviously direct it and say, nah, not for oily skin and things like that. So we're going to first go in with the Porefessional primer from Benefit, just because I know that this is a good primer. Everything I've tried with it so far has been really good, so if it doesn't work with this, I'd be shocked. Just going to rub that in. So that is that all done. I'm going to take the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge and I'm going to just squirt a few pumps of the BeautyBlender foundation on there. Very clean application, which I like. I know you're supposed to kind of put it on there and dip in, but I'd rather not. I usually just put it straight on there anyway. So I'm just going to pop that around there. And I'm just going to blend it in. I am liking this colour for me because it's very pale but cool toned, but it seems to blend quite well with my neck. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. It is supposed to be full coverage as I imagine, so. And it's not quite looking like that just yet. I'm just going to add a little bit more where I've got some of them blemishes. So that is the foundation laid down. Obviously it will crease before I set it anyway, so if you see any lines, wrinkles or anything like that, just ignore that for now. What I will say is, around my dry area, it doesn't look too bad. It did look really streaky when I first put it on, but since I blended it around and into my skin, it seems to look a little bit better. It's definitely full coverage, but I think if you put less on, it would definitely be more of a buildable foundation, rather than just one pump and it's all medium or sheer coverage. But it seems to have covered my blemishes very well, but obviously we don't know how that's going to look when I apply contour, concealer, eyebrows or anything like that, so I'm just going to move on to that now. So I'm just going to do my eyebrows off camera. You might already know, but I always use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. It is in shade Taupe. I don't like to use blonde just because I like my eyebrows a little bit darker than my skin and my hair colour. So I'm just going to do that off camera, and then when you see me next, I'll be using the Overachiever Concealer by Huda Beauty to do my under eyes and the underneath of my eyebrows as well. So that is eyebrows on. They probably do look a little bit full and quite uneven at the minute, just because when I do my eyebrows I do like a rough copy and then shape it with some concealer. So when I'm going to go in with the concealer, it looks like this. As an applicator like that. Oh! some came out already. I'm just going to pop that on a concealer brush. I don't know if this is technically a concealer brush, but like I've said in previous videos, a brush is a brush. If you want to use it for one thing and it's labelled another, it doesn't matter. I'm using the Spectrum A23 brush. This is part of the Marble collection. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of that on there. Just a very small amount because I don't know how it's going to apply or how much you need. So I don't know about the colour just yet. It seems a little bit dark for me. It was one of the lighter shades as well, so dark as a highlighting concealer, not a concealer. I like the way it looks though. It is very full coverage, and I like the applicator as well. It's not messy. Colour's not too bad actually. It conceals really well. Like I've said, I've got eczema in this area that I'm covering now, and it's covering it very well alongside the foundation. Just going to buff that in with my Beauty Blender. So that is one brow done. I do quite like it. Like I've said, I'm not too sure on the colour. We'll have to see. What I'll do is I'll use my Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This I got in 0.5 just because of how pale I am. I do like a very bright under eye. So I'm going to use this on this side and this on this side, and then I'll compare the sides and the shades. So I'm just going to pop this under the eye. Okay, a little goes a long way with this concealer. I think I put way too much on, but I can spread it round. So that is the concealer laid down on this side. It is really nice coverage. I will say I probably will use this again just for how good of a coverage it is. But I'm just going to do this one on this side just to see what the shade difference is. So that is the concealer on both sides of the face, and obviously you can probably tell from on the camera as well that this side is a lot lighter than this side. So there is quite a fair difference between the shades, but I don't think you would notice after powder and everything. So I do quite like this concealer. I would probably recommend it to friends. Now I'm going to move on to powder, contour, everything, but I'm going to do that off camera, and then we'll go on to eye makeup. So that is contour all laid down. I did set the face as well, and I will say that when I was setting it, I could see more pores around this area than this area. So I wouldn't say it's good for around your really pory areas. It might be different on your skin. Let me know if you've tried it, but on mine it seems to have highlighted pores that I didn't even know were there before. I've not really got pory skin. And I also used a pore filler primer and blur primer, so I am quite shocked about that. But apart from that, I think it's okay. I have primed my eyes with the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Painterly, and now we're going to go on to a Valentine's Day eye look. So I'm first going to go in with the colour Suede with a blending brush. This is going to go in the crease of the eye. I'm just going to go in with the Spectrum A08 eye brush. I'm also going to use the Spectrum B07 brush just to blend out the outer side of that crease, just to make sure it doesn't look too block colour. I'm just going to do the exact same on the other eye. is that colour down. Both eyes look quite different off camera just because of the concealer tones. So this one looks very grey. This one kind of looks more mauvey and brown. I don't know if that is the concealer or just the way that the product's applied to the primer, but it seems like a coincidence that I've obviously used two different concealers on either side and they both look a little different this time. I haven't had that issue before with this shade, but we'll just move on anyway. So now I'm going to go in with the metallic textured colour in Fling. I'm just going to pop that on with my finger over the main part of the lid. So that is that colour on with my finger, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into the crease using my Spectrum AO8 brush, and I'm going to go into Man-Eater in the crease and blend those two colours together. This colour usually tends to go purple over the top of the suede colour, so it kind of blends in all nicely. If you're having trouble blending them together properly, go in as well with the colour Bossy, because it kind of ends up looking like that colour anyway. It might just end up a little bit darker if you use that to start with. That is both colours and the metallic down on both eyes, and I will say again, everything does look a little bit different in my mirror. Not too different, I don't think you'd notice from afar, but obviously when you're doing your makeup you pick spots off things. So I'm just going to repeat the process just underneath the eye to make it look more smoked out, and then I'll be right back. So that is the underneath of the eye done. I'm going to go in with the MAC Waterproof Pot Liner in Blacktrack. I'm going to put that on the eyes like a long sharp wing and then put on some eyelashes after. So that is the eyeliner laid down on both eyes. Again, the appearance of both of them looks different again. This one seems to have gone down more dark, the other side seems to be quite lighter. The way I shaped this one, you can see the streaky concealer from where I've done it. It was quite difficult to buff out. So I'm not overly impressed with the Overachiever concealer so far. I did really like it at the start because of how full coverage it was, but I'm not too taken back by it at the minute, just because of how it's made my pores look as I've set it and how it's made the eyeliner look as well as all the eyeshadow. So off camera I've just added a pair of eyelashes. I've used these in my last two videos as well. They're just my go-tos, Eylure, Gimme in the Most Wanted collection. And then I've also added a purple ready lipstick. This is from BeautyBlender and it's in the shade Raspberry Tiramisu. It's a lip whip and it dries matte. These don't come off at all. I will really recommend them for anyone that doesn't have too much of a dry lip area. I think if you did have really dry lips, these wouldn't be good for you just because they do literally set like paint. I also added some highlighter. I went in with the Goddess of Love heart-shaped triple baked highlighter. This is one of my favourite highlighters. I've had it a long time. It's from Revolution Beauty, I Heart Makeup. It's amazing. It's been my favourite highlighter for the majority of when I started playing with makeup. So my final thoughts on the products used. I will say I recommend the foundation if you've not got too much of a dry skin combination. I will say in certain areas it does look a little bit patchy, but I don't know if that's this or the concealer, because to be honest it might even be the concealer, but I do recommend this if you want a full coverage foundation and you're either combination to oily, not too sure about dry skin. The concealer I'm kind of torn about. The colour I wasn't 100% with until I added more, and then the coverage really took over the colour for me. I did really like the coverage on it, but the more I'm looking at my skin, the more I hate it, because I'm finding pores all over here and on my chin it's all cracking. Also under the eye it is creasing more than it is on this side. I don't know how that looks on camera. The way the eyeshadow applied on this side as well, I really didn't like. It looks patchy, it looks like I've just quickly rushed it and I really haven't. Whereas on this side it looks smooth and it looks like I've taken my time with it, even though both sides I've done the exact same, just use a different concealer. In my dry area though, it seems to have been really nice in this area, so I probably would recommend it if you did have dry skin, but if you've got really deep pores, this is not for you. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been Beauty Kitten, and this has been a Valentine's Day look, but first impressions using a new foundation and a new concealer. Thank you, see you on the next one.